Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us for our Quantum Sparks program this Monday. Today, we're going to talk about, whoops, I'm moving ahead here way too fast. All right, there we go. Standing alone in the sea of sameness. Today's class is not about standing out. It is about standing alone. In this industry, you're told every day what you should be doing. You should be posting every morning. You should be going to that networking event, joining the mastermind, paying for the program, following the influencer, and using that script. But here's the truth. Most agents aren't exhausted because they're doing too little. They're exhausted because they're doing too much of what isn't them. Standing alone doesn't mean you isolate yourself. It means you align yourself. It's the art of filtering out the noise, the pressure, and the imitation, and coming back to what is authentically you. Because here's the secret that nobody says out loud. You don't need to be everywhere to be effective. You don't need to be known by everyone to build a beautiful, thriving business. You just need to be deeply known by the right people, the people who resonate with your energy, your truth, and your way of doing business. Today's session is about rediscovering that power. It's about examining where you might be building by default instead of building by design. It's about learning how to trade attention for authenticity and conformity for clarity and trading imitation for integrity. By the end of our class today, you'll see that success doesn't come from being louder. It comes from being clearer. And when you find the courage to stand alone, you stop chasing what everyone else is doing and you start creating what only you can build. So let's start with today's Quantum Sparks program, Standing Alone in the Sea of Sameness. As always, a reminder that knowledge is only potential. It is not power. It doesn't become power until you execute. So take out a pen and paper and take some notes so that you can execute after today's program. We start each class with a quote, and today's quote is: the opposite of courage in our society is not cowardice, it is conformity, and that is by Rollo May. So true authenticity is quiet confidence. It is not a loud rebellion. Let me just fix my screen here. The core idea that we'll talk about today is standing alone is not about isolation. It is truly about your inner integrity. It's the art of building success without chasing applause. So standing alone is operating from an inner truth, and it's not seeking outer approval. This is different than standing out. Today's class isn't about standing out, which standing out often means seeking validation through visibility. That's not what we're going to talk about today. We're going to just talk about standing alone and really operating from your inside truth, not seeking outside approval. And then in order to stand alone, and when you stand alone, you live within your own authenticity. So consistency between who you are and what you believe and what you do. That is authenticity, and you can build a business around it. So you don't need to fit in with the industry to succeed within the industry. Standing alone is what makes you irreplaceable. Think about our business. Many real estate agents look the same. They're doing business the same way. But when you look like everybody else, it makes it easy for the consumer to choose other agents. The average agent confuses motion with progress. They confuse noise with success, with visibility with value. In other words, the agents you see the most on social media and Instagram must be the most successful. And that is not typically the case. So let's talk about the crowd and the cost of conforming. Crowd thinking creates social media mimicry. In other words, everybody posting what looks like the same thing, networking without depth, showing up to events because you're told to, marketing sameness, and duplication instead of differentiation. When you follow the herd, you end up losing your signal. You start blending in with the noise because you look like everybody else. You look like just part of the crowd. These methods can work, but not for everyone. They drain energy when they're not aligned with who you are. The loudest agents are not always, and I will even say are usually not, the most successful ones. So don't confuse visibility with viability. Just because you notice somebody a lot on social media because they're always posting and talking about their business, as we all know, social media doesn't mean much. Fear of missing out trap. Oftentimes, agents build a business doing what other agents are doing because they fear they're going to miss something. They're going to miss the latest trend in growing a real estate business instead of focusing on mastering what they're really good at. So look at your own business and ask yourself, what in your business are you doing simply because everyone else is doing it? That's where the opportunity will lie for you. Are you posting on social media because you want to or because you feel you should be? Are you buying leads from a source because others say it's necessary? Are you attending certain events that drain you because you're told that you should show up for those? What if instead you filled the time with what feels authentic to you? Whether it's writing, connecting, analyzing data, creating systems, teaching. Think of the different ways in which you can serve the people you wish to do business in and build your business around that. Crowds move fast, thinkers move intentionally. The industry rewards noise, but the market rewards clarity. So, what that means when you look out into the marketing being done by many, the industry rewards that. And what I mean is that it rewards them in like likes and follows, but it doesn't mean that the market is rewarding them. It doesn't necessarily translate into closed transactions. What does equate to closed transactions is clarity. It's a noisy industry. So clarity is power. And we've covered this many times in our Mindful Mondays and in our Quantum Sparks, that when you create clarity, because we live in a world of chaos and it's hard to think in chaos, and to the outsider from our industry, the customers that we look to serve, the entire industry is chaos. So when we can create clarity, that's where our power comes from. But the way in which we each create clarity is different. The way you'll create clarity in your business for your customers is going to look different than the ways in which the other real estate agents in your same market are creating clarity. The market does not chase the loudest voice. It follows the clearest message. Clarity equals trust. So people don't hire, quote, the best agent. People hire the one that they understand the most. When your purpose, niche, and process are clearly defined, people feel safe with you. They sense integrity, direction, and confidence. Unclear equals unsafe. Clear equals confident. Clarity cuts through all the noise. And real estate is so flooded with sameness. Many agents copy, post, or promote without purpose. But when you speak with clarity in everything you do, you break through the hypnosis. It helps your message pierce through the scroll and land where it matters. In a sea of noise, Clarity is your megaphone of meaning. Clarity also creates efficiency. So when you're clear on who you serve and how you serve, you stop chasing everyone. You don't want every customer. You want to attract the right people, the ones who are aligned with your process and your energy. When there's less resistance, there's more resonance, meaning you're in alignment with the people who come your way. Clarity narrows your audience, but it multiplies the impact that you have, and it becomes your currency. Over time, clarity compounds into who you are as a brand. People begin to associate your name with a specific promise, which is your way of doing business, your unique, one-of-a-kind way of how you operate. The market rewards that recognition with trust, loyalty, and referrals. The market doesn't reward the imitator. It rewards the originator who knows who they are. So, trust your intuition as you build your business. Do not outsource your business plan to the influencers, the coaches, and the trends, all who try to tell you how to do your business. By the way, many of them charge heavily to tell you how to run your business. But innovation starts where imitation ends. Many of the best agents quietly build their own systems without broadcasting every single move. So what are some of the things that you kind of have to do? Now, this isn't about what's going on in the outside, but in the back end. What are some of the core principles that will help you build a foundation for your business so that you can express authentically who you are? Well, number one, your business is going to grow in direct proportion to the number and depth of your relationships. Also, your business is going to grow in direct proportion to your ability to come through on what you say you're going to do. Reliability builds a reputation louder than any marketing campaign. So you end up attracting what matches your energetic frequency. Authenticity creates resonance. Being authentic in your business means that you're going to attract authentic people to you. So when thinking about your business and thinking about the way in which you're building it, ask yourself, does it feel aligned the way that you're going out and building your business? Or does it feel like it's something that you're forcing because it seems like everybody else is doing it? Is your business energizing you or is it draining you? If your business is draining you, it's probably time for a realignment and look at how you can authentically build the business with who you are at your core. And then what are the things in your business that you would do no matter what, even if nobody noticed? That's a good place to start for your authenticity. What are the little pieces that you love? And that even if nobody ever recognized it, what would you keep doing? Simply because it gives you energy. It's what you love doing in your business. That's where to start. When you are aligned, the effort that you put in feels different. It becomes flow instead of friction. Momentum replaces motivation. So build your systems around your authenticity, who you are. Structure creates freedom. Begin systemizing what feels natural so that you could do it consistently. So for example, maybe you love personal touches, a note or a phone call. If you just do 5 a day or 25 a week, that's 100 notes or phone calls a month. That's 1,200 a year. That's 1,200 meaningful connections. Instead of going out and just generally spending your advertising dollars on leads from people who don't know you, or putting marketing out there such as a farm mailing, Instead of starting there with the strangers, start with a note or a phone call. 5 a day, 25 a week, 100 a month equals 1,200 meaningful connections a year. Maybe you like teaching. So think about just putting your class together, one class a month, and even if only 5 people attend a month, you're looking at more than 50 meaningful connections a year. Vendor interviews. Think about reaching out to one vendor per week. That's 52 meaningful connections a year. Create rhythm. Relationships grow through the rhythm that you create for your business. Let's talk about the mental game of standing alone. When standing alone is uncomfortable, remember that solitude precedes success. Growth happens in quiet rooms. Build your confidence through consistency. Keep showing up in your own lane. Don't worry about all the noise around you. Tune it out. Don't worry about what the other agents are doing. Show up in your own lane consistently. And think about the areas of your business that feel forced, the areas that energize you the most. Think about what you can stop doing that truly just is not authentically who you are. What new rhythm can you replace that with? Taking something that is not authentically you and then rebuilding your system with something that is you. So as you begin to build a business where you stand alone, again, not standing out, you're standing alone. You're differentiating yourself. You're quietly becoming something distinct within the marketplace. What will begin to happen is this will transcend into your personal life as well, because it's all one. When we're doing our business is our life and our life is our business. What will begin to happen is that you will begin to stand alone. You'll have an awareness in all things that what you think matters, despite what everybody else thinks. So here's 5 truths about standing alone in general. Number 1, if everyone thinks it, nobody is thinking. So when all minds are moving in one direction, the crowd mentality, thinking typically stops. Agreement with the group is just safety. So people go along with the group because to them it's safety. But that is also the death of awareness. That's number 1. If everyone's thinking it, then nobody is really thinking. Number 2, the number of people who believe something is no indication of its truth. So every great truth begins as blasphemy because the crowd cannot see what has not yet been normalized. So when you find yourself thinking different than what the crowd is doing, it's a good thing. 3, being alone is often a sign of correct thinking. Solitude is not isolation. It's a form of spiritual hygiene. The thinker who is willing to be misunderstood for truth's sake is always walking one step ahead of the herd. 4, it's easy to have conviction when nobody is testing it. Crowd conviction is counterfeit courage. Real conviction is tested in solitude, not celebrated in agreement. And 5th, the crowd's approval is the most addictive drug of all. The herd rewards compliance with belonging. The mind that depends on approval ends up losing its comfort. So, as you build your business, as in life, stand alone, build true, prosper deeply. And as Oscar Wilde says, be yourself. Everyone else is already taken. As always, you can check out all of our previous versions of Quantum Sparks at laerrealty.com/Quantum Sparks. And if there's ever anything you want us to cover in a future program, please go to laerrealty.com/Ask Anything. And we're happy to cover it in a future class. Thanks everybody for joining us and enjoy your week.